Hello, hello. That's my pillow. I didn't want to put my pants on. Screw it. I can do this because it's my show. No, I'm not taking it off. This is Sir David the Bard. I'm coming to you from the Timpanogos National Forest in the state of Utah. We landed over there by Robert Redford up there at Sundance. I want to tell you an experience that I have. It's a Bard day. It's a Bard day when shit like this happens. Mercy gets a couple of her girlfriends, and she says, will you drive us? I go, yeah, I'll drive you. Where do you want to go? I said, well, we want to go up to Timpanogos Cave and up over the loop for a picnic. I said, yeah, I'll do it. They're nice girls. They're young. They're sweet. They can speak their own language, and they're laughing. The Filipinos are the happiest people in the world. And I love driving, so I took them up over there, and we went to the campsites or the picnic areas. Now, I have a card for a disabled person to go into these national parks for free for day use. And then camping at night, I have to pay 50% of the regular fee. Well, we weren't camping. We didn't have a tent or a sleeping bag with us. So I drive up into this camp area, and because there's no picnic area, or they were all being used. And the old boy, he's at the bottom in a chair, and I drove by him, and he waves at me. So I go, God, you know, he's a good guy. He's going to be fine. So I drive up in this parking lot, and there must have been 10 million cars. Wasn't one place to park. And then I saw that there was a little road that went over, and it said, free area. I said, hell, that's barred money right there. Free area. So I drove down in there. Well, there were two tables, and I just kind of parked in the middle of the two parking places because there wasn't anybody else there. And the girls got their picnic stuff out, and I sit in the car. I enjoy my car so much. My stereos, and they're comfortable and air conditioned and all that. So the girls are there laughing and having a good time, and pretty soon Barney Fife shows up in his golf cart. He parks behind my car. He gets out. He doesn't see me. I'm just sitting in the car. Well, he goes over to the table to the three Filipino girls, and I think he was going to, impress them with his lack of manners, lack of education, lack of dignity. So he said, well, you parked in two places. You're going to have to pay double. The girls, oh, we're sorry. Because, the Filipinos are such a gentle and a kind people, and they were apologizing, and he said, and this is a camping area, and you have to pay, I forget, $15 or something. Well, I get out, the girls are screaming and looking in their purses and trying to find money. I finally get out of the car, and I go, what the I go over to the old boy, and I said, listen, shit for brains, do you see this card? It's it's not international, it's a federal card that lets me in any state, federal park, not state, federal park. And this is the National Monument Park. That's no good here. I said, no, it's good here. He said, well, it's going to be $15. And I said, Bard don't roll that way. You're going to get a citation. Is that like in the military where they pin one of those little things on you and it's a citation that means you're smarter than the other assholes that lined up at the camp to get in here? Are you saying to me you're not going to pay this? And I said, sir, that's exactly what I'm saying to you. I don't owe it. I ain't going to pay it. Girls, get your shit. Let's get out of here. This guy's an asshole. Well, he starts hammering on the Bard. Now, you don't hammer on the Bard. You're going to get a national citation from the National Forest Service. I said, oh, really? Well, give me a copy of it. Let me see what the code is. Let me see all of the details when I was here. I don't hand out receipts. I said, well, how? You get a parking ticket, you get a receipt. You're doing a national citation. You're not going to give me any kind of a proof where I was, what time I was. You haven't even asked for ID. I got the license number of the car. I said, we stole it. Go ahead. Cite the car and the owner. I don't care. We stole it. Out of your neighborhood, asshole. So anyway, I back out, and he's got the go-kart kind of moving and the chasing. I'm just giving him the finger out the window. Well, we go down, and I get thinking, this guy's a real asshole, and he's acting like a Mormon. It was a Sunday, and he's acting exactly like a Mormon, exceeding his authority. A decent person would have come down that hill and said, sir, do you realize that you're in a fee area? I said, no, I thought it said free. And he says, well, there's no R in fee. I said, well, I didn't do too much good in spelling in school. We'll pick up and leave. A good person would have said, fine, go ahead, grab your stuff, go see if you can find a picnic area. He didn't do that. He was an ass. So I went down, and you know me, I shouldn't go out that front door. You people, the things you put up with, I can't. Mental illness, I can't. So I go down to the booth, and I talk to the lady. She gives me not a runaround, but, she said, nobody's here on Sunday, and, we can do everything Monday, because the guy, his name is Mr. Thompson. So I said, well, that's not good enough. I want it fixed today. She said, well, why don't you go ahead and call the sheriff's department? I said, that's a damn good idea. So I did. I called the sheriff. Met this sheriff up in Timpanogos Cave. Talked to him, and I said, the guy's acting like a police officer. He's exceeding his authority. He's rude, and this card right here says, I have a right to the amenities, and it doesn't distinguish between camping and picnicking. If we were camping, we would have had a tent and bags and whatever. I said, would you mind following me up to Mr. Thompson and put a boot up his ass? The sheriff goes, all right, let's go. So we drive all the way up there, all the way up into the mountain. Sheriff's car is right behind me. I was afraid he was going to give me a ticket for speeding.
Front door.
Anyway, we go into the campsite area, and Mr. Thompson is sitting on his go-kart. He walks over to me, and the sheriff pulls up on the other side. He says, what do you want? I said, why don't you go over and talk to this sheriff, see what he wants? So, this real big, he's a big man, Barney Fife, until he gets in front of the sheriff. He's the biggest wuss in the world. And the sheriff told him, said, there's a better way to handle these things. There's a much better way to handle it. And went on, and finally, Mr. Thompson got his ass kicked. And so we had to write out police reports, and I wrote mine out, he wrote his out. And then I said to the officer, I said, would you mind going over and checking with Mr. Thompson that he's going to send paperwork in for a citation? He says, I certainly will. So the policeman walks over to this old boy, he comes walking back to me and says, there's no citation, it's moot. I said, thank you, sir. Down the hill I go. God, there's my picnic. There's my picnic on a Sunday in Utah. So, anyway, I'm not trying to be extrapolating this across all the national parks. And I'll tell you what the problem is in Utah, is some of these parks are state, some are national. And some of them don't want to run their own facilities, so they hire a private company, and then a clown like Thompson, who has no skills, nothing but a a fifth-wheel trailer and a truck that he can live in, and hand him, you know, an instruction sheet, and he can't read those cards. And so anyway, that's where some of the problem in Utah comes from, is they don't run their own parks. So Sunday I did not have health and enable marrow in the bones, strength and ways and sinews, power and presage be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time. I kind of had a shit time, but I did laugh. I did laugh. Mr. Thompson didn't laugh. Bard's gone.